Relax, let's calm down, let's take a chill pill. Like, you're ruining it. You're ruining it. You're ruining it. Guys, this thing is kicking in. Like, am I weak? This thing is literally kicking in and I can feel it in my veins. My thoughts on it are not for me. Sanbonani, what it do, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Annalisa and today I'm coming at you guys with a spicy Q&A. I realized you guys probably don't know much about me, judging from the last two videos, so how's about you get to know me just a bit? And before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who subscribed to me. It means the world to me. Thank you for 200 subscribers. I am so shook and so happy, so thank you so much, and here's to more, baby, here's to more. Anyways, let's get into the video. So I will be joined by the girl today, by the girl, and yeah, I did take a squiz through those questions and they seemed a bit, you know, so I'm excited to answer them. And yeah, let's go. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and click that button, honey. I would love to have you part of my little family here. And okay, I keep saying let's go, for real now, let's go. What is something you're glad your mom doesn't know about you? Ciao. Anyway, child, so have you ever cheated on someone? I can explain this. First of all, this was my boyfriend in like grade 10 or 11, which doesn't count as a relationship because like what even happened before 18 years old. Like I said, I was in grade 10 or 11 and he was in first year, and already this was a mess because we're in different stages of life. I was busy getting dribbled by trigonometry and he was there, you know, going to res parties and doing the most at uni. So already that was a red flag, but like I tend to not see the color red. I'm colorblind. Long story short, we tended to groove with each other, obviously. Like, it was relationship goals, Nandi, obviously. And he had said that he wasn't going to a certain event. And it was around the time when Good Sunday was still a thing and it was still popping. So he said, no, he's not going, he's gonna be with his family, wherever. So I'm like, okay, sharp. I'll go with my friends. Then I get there and I see his mates, like one of his good mates. So I ask his mates, oh, so is your friend good? Like, obviously that's my boo. And I had spoken to him, but obviously now I'm seeing his friend, so I'm gonna ask. And I think the friend didn't get the memo because the friend spilled all the beans to me. He was like, no, this gent is here. And I'm like, this gent is here at the event? He's like, yeah, dude, I came with him. Like, I don't know where he is, but like, he's at the event. So now I'm like, my friends are like, everyone's like, keep in mind, this is my boyfriend, guys. This is meant to be my boyfriend. And I'm like, how could you not tell me at this event? Like, it was weird. It was out of character for him. Like, definitely out of character for him. So obviously now I'm looking for him. Like, I'm properly going batshit looking for him. Also, disclaimer, I was a bit of a slanga back then, and anyways, I go looking for him, I find him, I see him pick this hand up into a hug. Like, he's definitely with this other hand. So I'm definitely like, what the fuck is going on? Hang it up, flat screen, like what is going on here? And Jens denied it. No, this is my mate, but as a girlfriend, you know, like, no. So definitely he was cheating me with that hand, because when I walked away, because I've never been the type to wild out, and okay, I do wild out. I've never been the type to literally go crazy and ruin the whole night. I'm like, okay, shut clean, if that's what you're doing, then let's go. And at the time I had a friend who was like really into me, so I made out with my friend, and my ex's friend saw us and told him, and yeah, that's how I cheated back. So I have cheated on someone, but it was definitely like to get back at him. And obviously now that I'm older, I realize you could have just ended things, didn't have to cheat back, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
What are your thoughts on polyamory? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but for those of you who don't know, polyamory is when you have intimate or sexual relations or romantic relations with more than one person. And yeah, this is how it works. Correct me if I'm wrong, by the way. And my thoughts on it are not for me, not built for that. I'm fragile. I like mine to be mine. I don't like sharing. It's not my thing. It's not my deal. No, it's not for me. Time. It is not for me. What's the most drunk you've ever been? So obviously it's hard to recollect every single time I've ever drank, but I think the one key moment, and a friend of mine called me yesterday because he was reminding me of like the kind of shit we used to get up to in first year. But I think the drunkest I've ever been was definitely the day where, so one of my really close friends and I had bought wine, okay, and it was my first time having that wine, and I haven't had it since that day in 2018 actually, because time, it literally did the most to me. I was in a mud, I was mudded. Anyways, I'll actually put it up on the screen. It's like Drusty Adol Prapt, whatever. If you know, you know. If you know, honey, you know what that thing does to you. So just to cut a long story short, we had a lot. So we go to my friend's place and we're all drinking. It's nice. My other friend passes out, the one I was with at the beginning. She passes out and I stay drinking. I drink. I think in total I literally must have had more than 5 glasses, which doesn't seem like a lot to most of you, but I promise you that wine is potent. So anyways, long story short, I was very naked and I definitely ordered an Uber Black to some location I didn't even know. And when I got off at the location, there was a party going on at the houses, like if you walk down the block of it. So I went to that party and it was a really good party. That was really reckless of me. On a serious note, I'm really glad that nothing bad happened to me that night. But yeah, that was one of the drunkest I've ever been. Left my friend's place, joined the party, didn't know what people I didn't know, and Ubered back. I think it was maybe an hour later, and wild. Yeah, that was 100% one of the drunkest I've ever been, to be dumb enough to do something like that. But it was a really good party. The party was popping. There were so many nice girls there. Shout out. The next question is, have you ever broken the law? I have, but didn't get caught. What's the worst thing you've ever said to anyone? Worst thing I've ever said to anyone. Worst thing I've ever said to anyone. Oh shit, no. I can't repeat it on camera. I cannot repeat it on camera, but all I'm gonna say is that, guys, I'm genuinely a very nice person. I'm very chilled, I'm very laid back. So if I ever react to someone aggressively or in a mean manner, definitely they provoke me first. I would never go up to someone and say something mean. I'm not a malicious person. So the thing I said to this person was, I won't say deserved, but they warranted that type of reaction from me. I'm not gonna repeat it on camera because chow. No, that was really mean of me to say. Guys, this thing is kicking in. Like, am I weak? This thing is literally kicking in and I can feel it in my veins. What is your worst habit is the next question. And my worst habit, I guess it's not really a habit, but it's more of a like personality trait. I am a perfectionist, and to anyone who is a perfectionist, you guys already know how this works. It is one of the best traits you have and simultaneously one of the worst traits you could ever have. And in this context, it's bad because if you're a perfectionist, nothing ever seems good enough. Do you get what I mean? Like, nothing I do ever seems good enough for myself. Every time I do something, I'm like, no, but you could have done better. And genuinely, sometimes I could not have done better. I'm doing the best I can. So being a perfectionist has its ups and downs, and the downs are like really down. So yeah, I do think perfectionism to an extreme is a very bad habit / characteristic, because yikes. Have you ever peed in the shower? Come on, guys. I feel like we've all peed in the shower. Hopefully not at our big ages, because sibadala, I can't be doing such. But yeah, no, I have as a kid, like 100%. Like 100% I have. Have you ever been caught doing something you shouldn't have? My boyfriend and I didn't get caught. What's the worst date you've been on? I remember this like it was yesterday because I genuinely couldn't believe how much of a miss it was. So this was back in like, was I in grade 11 or 12? And I was talking to this guy. We'd been talking on text for a while. I hadn't met him, but I knew of people who knew him. So I knew he wasn't some sort of, you know, psychopathic killer. And I knew he was a real gent. He wasn't a catfish, kind of. So anyways, after like months of talking, okay, not months, maybe like a month, maybe a few weeks, we decided to meet up and we decided to have a movie date, right? So anyways, I'm really nervous for this day. I'm really excited to meet this person, you know, there were vibes, like it was a good time. Anyways, when it was time to meet him, he was nothing like I expected. First of all, he was a height catfish. He was definitely shorter than he looked in his pictures, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, okay, no, because I'm not the type. Honestly, if you're short, it's okay. Like I'm not the type to discriminate against height, you know? I can deal, I can hang. So already now for me it's a bit awkward because it's like, okay, nothing like I expected. And keep in mind that over text he was someone completely different. On text he was so energetic, you know, Zulu gent and puppet, like he was so, his personality on text was so different to how he was acting in real life. In real life he was like this hermit, he was so shy, he was so reserved, and I was like, dude, it's just me, like what's happening? So those two things, the height fishing, I just made a new word, the height fishing. So it's like catfishing but like with your height. So the height fishing and the personality change was like too much for me to handle, but like still I'm like, okay, let me not leave, let me not be that hand who like leaves him hanging, let's carry on with the date. So we go to the movies or something, and literally we watch some stupid movie, and it wasn't even a scary scene. I remember telling my boyfriend about this and he was like, he found this so funny. So we're in the cinema and we're watching something so stupid, I swear. It wasn't even like a thriller, like it was literally it might have been Ted even, like Ted the movie or whatever the fuck it was. So this guy genuinely gets a fright. Some scene comes on and he gets a fright, like he properly jumped, like he he properly jumped, and what an L, to be honest, because I'm like, why are you getting a fright? I was so confused. I'm like, what is scaring you about the change of scene? No guys, it was so weird. It was genuinely so weird, and I was completely shocked Pikachu face, like what the fuck is going on? What is going on? And yeah, that's the worst date I've been on, because this guy was completely not who I thought he was, and he was getting a fright at change of scenes in some comedy movie, which I don't know, man, I don't know. What's the biggest misconception about you? Biggest misconception about me? Oh, so one time I was told that I seem really stuck up, and that's really not the case. If you know me in real life, you know that that is the furthest thing from the truth. And when I asked the person why they thought that, it was because they seem to get very reserved vibes from me. And in my old days, like I've said, if you've watched my university tag, I did mention that I can count the amount of times I went to the DH, and every time I went I'd always have AirPods in, you know, getting my water and leaving. I wouldn't really interact with anyone just because I am a lone wolf. It's not because I think I'm better than anyone, I'm genuinely just a lone wolf. I thrive the best by myself. So I think that came off as, I think I'm better than you, but I'm really not. I swear I'm just really socially anxious. That's not the case at all. And I really did begin to open up once I became a receptionist at my old race. So yeah. Next question is, what's the weirdest place you've had sex? I don't know what sex is, first of all, so why did your last relationship break down? Long story short, I found out that he was hitting up other hands in his DMs, and yeah, if there's no trust for me, there's just like there's nothing. If there's no trust, even as friends, in any relationship I have, if there's no trust, then we can lose, like definitely we can lose. And other than that, I also felt like I wasn't really happy anymore. He wasn't doing the things that needed to be done, he just wasn't. So I guess guys, Savannah is potent. Savannah has crack, literally has crack, I swear. Have you ever lied to get out of a bad date? Okay, I have. I guess I do lie, because I do tend to lie to get out of things, and sorry. So the next question is, what is the most trouble you've been in? And honestly, I've never been in trouble. I don't know if this is like via parents or via school or whatever, but I've never actually been in trouble ever. And my parents need to clap. To be honest, my parents need to clap for me, because like, imagine being such a good child. And I don't know if it's because I'm a last born or whatever, but like they were genuinely more lenient with me anyways, so I've never really been in trouble. There's been moments where I'm like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that, but they've never really shot at me for anything like properly. So last born slander needs to fall, because last borns are like the it. We are the it. So the next question is, which is not even a question actually, it's like a dare. It says, read out your YouTube history. My YouTube history, okay. Okay, YouTube history, we can rock with that. I'm not scared. Like, genuinely, I can read it out right now for you guys. So my YouTube search history is Tana Mojo, Danielle Cohn, she's some 13-year-old that like stole Ashanti's song or something. Carly Steele, one of my favorite vloggers ever. Aneme Koa, one of my favorite YouTube accounts. Shout out. Tabby Happy. She was trending on Twitter for like how she spoke, so I went to her YouTube and the girl is Ping Ping. She's a Ping Ting. No, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. Glamour Family, one of my favorite YouTube family channels. I'm not into family YouTube channels, but the Glamour Family is like so authentic and love them. And Zach Choi. Zach Choi is an ASMR, like he eats a lot of food in one sitting. If you're into ASMR, please go check out Zach Choi. Like, thank me later. Don't have never done anything for you. Thank me later. Anyway, then it goes down. Luke Alexander is one of my favorite like commentary YouTube channels. Stormy Webster, cause Stormy. Vlog Green Screen Effects, cause I was looking for editing green screen effects. And Beats by Bonga, because gotta hype my baby or whatever. Okay, the next question is, what are you on the straight or queer spectrum, and be honest? I am definitely straight. I've never really experimented with anything other than men, so, and I've never really felt the need to, so that's why I am very sure that I'm straight. Who was your best partner and why? My best partner is 100% my current partner. He is like my mom, dad, brother, best friend, homegirl, you know, everything just in one, and I think I'm blushing. I feel like I'm blushing, and definitely that's my bestie forever. So definitely my current partner, and yeah. Guys, this thing is like swimming in my soul. Deadass. I don't know why I thought drinking Savannah would be a good idea, but we're here now and I'm Nick now, so let's rock. Yo, ngimuhle. Jeez, yes sis. Is there a need? Is there a need? The next question is, when someone ghosts you, do you go out of your way to find out why, or do you just let them be? And the answer is, it really depends who that someone is. If you're like my ride or die, my homie, then I'll definitely try and find out why. Is it something I did? Like, are you okay? But if you're just if you're not down like that, then go ahead and do what's best for you, baby. But if you're my mate, trust and believe I'll try and make sure that I didn't do anything. And yeah, being ghosted is so horrible, guys. The last time I was ghosted was like 2017 by a really close friend of mine, and that was like really horrible. If you're the type to ghost people, please grow up. Like, grow up. Next question is, what do women want? And 100% women want to be respected, not raped, harassed, assaulted, violated, hypersexualized. Women want to live safely and freely. How would you convince someone not to date you? How would I convince someone not to date me? How would I convince someone to date me? I don't know, man. I feel like I'm pretty well-rounded, pretty, you know, painting. So I don't know. No, I'm joking. What is something that no amount of peer pressure will make you do? I think lying for social media is one thing that I will never do. Like, dead ass, people just be lying for social media just in J, for no fucking reason at all. Justin J, J-U-S-T.
Justin J, J-U-S-T, not for control, for no fucking reason at all. Justin J.
Yeah, I had to. If you're on Twitter, you know that I had to. People are just out here lying for social media and pretending to live lives they don't really live. No amount of peer pressure will literally ever want to make me live up to social media standards. They don't exist, they're unobtainable. People on social media are never impressed, they're never satisfied. So yeah, living for social media is the last thing I would ever do. Just always be you, always be authentic, be true to yourself. It doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter anything, just be yourself. And that's the one thing that I'm carrying through and through. There's no need to lie and flex for social media at all. No need whatsoever. Something that COVID-19 ruined for you that you were looking forward to is the next question, and the answer to that is, I have a really complicated relationship with COVID-19. On one side, it's like one of the most difficult things I've ever had to go through in terms of what lockdown has done, what lockdown continues to do, people around me getting sick. But on the other end, it's brought a lot of things that I would never ever have gotten if lockdown and COVID-19 in essence just didn't happen. Tattoos, YouTube. I never thought I'd be doing YouTube, guys. Like, never ever thought I'd be doing YouTube. I think COVID-19 didn't really ruin anything for me besides what could have been just another year, being in final year, you know, being in Cape Town, whatever. But other than that, there's nothing really that I'd say COVID-19 ruined. In fact, I'd like to argue that it's grown me into a really, really amazing person. Actually, I was already an amazing person, TBH. It has really given me the time to reflect and aim towards being a better person, so can't change that for the world. And I don't think COVID-19 has really ruined anything for me per se, other than material things, you know, like vacations and this and that. But yeah, what do you take for granted is the next question, and let me think about that. What do I take for granted? I feel like I take my parents for granted, and not in the sense that I treat them badly or I misbehave or anything like that. My parents know that I'm like the best child ever, love them, they're amazing people. But I feel like often I take them for granted in the sense that my dad will, for example, need something with his phone and he's struggling and he'll keep pestering me, and I'll be like, why is this person bothering me? Like, why are you bothering me like this? And I feel like there's those types of things that make you take your parents for granted. They won't be around forever, so treasure the moments where they do bother you and stuff. I feel like I could be more patient towards my parents, and yeah, I feel like in that way I do take them for granted, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we all do. When your mom makes too much a lot and you're just like, this person is annoying. Just think about the fact that some people genuinely don't have their mothers around anymore for whatever reason, and yeah, we should be more patient towards our parents. Me low-key hyping up my parents to get a new iPhone. The next question is, what was the pettiest reason you had that made you end a talking stage? And I'm trying to think. There's two reasons I can actually think of right now. So the first reason, and this might seem really classist, but I guess fundamentally it's classist. You didn't have an iPhone, and hear me out. Hear me out. I love playing iMessage games. It's not about price and what kind of phone you have. I genuinely just love playing iMessage games, and FaceTime audio is very convenient for me. So if you don't have an iPhone, you can't really do those things. So I had to end the talking stage because why do you have an Android? Like, why? And the next reason is because, and I don't know how to explain this, but he was too eager. I feel like the ladies will get what I mean. You know when a guy is just too interested in you, like he's going in at full force, and it's like, relax, like let's relax, let's calm down, let's take a chill pill. Like, you're ruining it, you're ruining it, you're ruining it,
Ruining it. Look at my lips. You're ruining it. Ruining.
and yeah. Anyway, I'm Chal, so that was it for my spicy Q&A. I genuinely hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you did, please hit me up with a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends, do all that. It would mean the world to me. And yeah, it's genuinely your guys' fault that I'm this slosh. There's no need to go this hard, like absolutely no need whatsoever. But anyways, I'll check you guys out in my next video, and yeah.